Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to Quack&Co, where every video is 10 minutes or less, guaranteed, or double your money back. I am your handsome host, West the Mingo, and today is a Monday Musings here on Quack&Co, and I am going to talk about a very important subject that I think everybody needs to hear. We need to level up your gaming group. Seriously. We need to level up your gaming group. And I know what you're saying. West, I have no idea what leveling up a gaming group is. Well, don't worry about it. I am here to tell you all of the answers to these questions. Now, what is leveling up a gaming group? A gaming group level up means that you are going to change the type of games that you're playing and get your gaming group to play more complex and difficult games. How do you do this? I mean, you've already gone through the challenge of creating a gaming group and getting them to meet on a relatively regular basis. You probably have a couple of subs that come in every now and again because people have lives and do other things. Beyond that, we're going to say that you've already got that part taken care of. Now, you have a regular group that comes and meets every single, say once a week or whatever, and you want to play better games. You want to play heavier games. You want to play more complex games. You want to play games with different systems and mechanics that really excite you as a high-level gamer. But the rest of your group's not so much in that same vein. Like maybe they get confused with Wingspan. I apologize to anybody who gets confused with Wingspan. What I'm here to tell you today is this is a progression video. These are games that you can bring to the table that will help your group get to that next level and be able to level up to the games that you really want to play. Now, this particular example is based around wanting to play 18xx. So if you have ever thought about playing a really complicated, fun, and exciting math puzzle that is 18xx, I have a system for you. I have a way that you can get your current game group to get there. The first thing that you're going to do is you're probably already playing Ticket to Ride. Now, if you're playing Ticket to Ride, that was one of the ways that I've invited many people to join a gaming group that I've begun. Ticket to Ride is a great game for first-level gamers, for people who are at that floor level, who are really just getting interested in the new board game hobby. We've moved them beyond board games, are now all Monopoly. We've showcased that there's some other really interesting games out there. Ticket to Ride is a great place to get them into that hobby, get them into the concept of grabbing cards, completing tasks, playing things on a board, looking at other people around them, what they're doing and how their actions are affecting the boardscape. Great game for that. Within that same system is a little version, I believe is called Pennsylvania. And that will actually allow you to add in a stock card mechanic. And when you have playing stocks, when you're placing your trains down, you'll have the ability to grab those stocks off of that particular game, or off that track, and you could choose which one you want. Each one's valued at a different amount. It'll start their brain thinking about capturing in the trick-based system, getting the most of this particular thing, because more of this stock allows me to get more points at the end of the game. It's more value. I'm placing rails specifically to get to a particular location so I can grab that particular stock. It's a fantastic mechanic. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do. On top of that, I highly recommend adding in the Alvin and Dexter expansion. Alvin is an alien, Dexter is a dinosaur. They move throughout the board. You can move them by grabbing cards on your turn to move them throughout everywhere you get, or not grabbing cards, you can do it as one of the pieces of your turn, as long as they haven't moved once in that current turn system where everybody has an opportunity. But you can move them to a different location. That stops things from being valued inside that area. You can't build into or out of that area until they move again. So it really creates yet another thing for them to think about, which is an excellent way to, again, level up your gaming group. So you're going from regular Ticket to Ride to Pennsylvania and adding in the Dexter and Alvin expansion into that Ticket to Ride system. Now, once you've completed that, congratulations. You've already started putting a little bit of extra pressure on your gaming group, and you've probably now got them to at least a level 2, if not burgeoning on a level 3. Now I'm going to introduce you to a little game called Iberian Gauge. Iberian Gauge is a fantastic game about, again, building a stock system, running a company, and still at the same time being able to push people into the right venues and still building out trains, connecting different locations, so it's still within that same venue, that same window that Ticket to Ride is, but it adds a little bit more complexity into it. It's not a difficult game, but it adds a bit more complexity to it because of the betting or the stock mechanism on the left-hand side, where you're actually buying shares of a company and you're using the money that's in that company to actually build the rail system across the floor here. It's a very, very interesting game. It's one of my personal favorites. I think it's a great introduction into that leveled up system of train mechanic games. And usually when you do that, you'll play for, I don't know, maybe about 6 months or so playing that, really getting good at it. You could probably get away with maybe 3 months of really getting good at it, and everybody having a really good time, starting to figure out the whole system, really starting to take advantage of the different stock mechanic companies that are on the left-hand side, so you can buy those different shares, really focus on that particular opportunity. And now you're going to be moving up to Age of Steam. Now, Age of Steam is definitely a level up from Iberian Gauge, but it's not too far up, because in Age of Steam, you're going to have the opportunity, again, to be laying track down, going through the area. You can upgrade track to cut people off. It's a bit more of a cutthroat game, which is fantastic in my opinion. You will be buying shares within your own company to increase your revenue, but then you have to pay the cost at the end of your turn based on how many shares have been sold of your company and how many trains you actually have going. So there's upcoming maintenance that you have to be aware of, which will allow your brain to start thinking about, how do I get to that next level? How do I start pre-planning my moves and really start thinking about the income mechanics of a much more complex system? The great thing about Age of Steam, they literally have Age of Steam Con, so there are hundreds, if not thousands of people that will go to something like this and literally spend an entire vacation week there, just having a great time, enjoying themselves, playing Age of Steam with other people. There's well over 100 maps available for Age of Steam in various formats through different forums and groups. You could play Age of Steam for the rest of your life and have a completely fulfilled experience. But I know you. I know what you want. You want to play 18xx. I understand. It's a fabulous system. It's a really unique game. Therefore, you are going to have played Age of Steam for at least 6 months, tried out 15, if not 20 different maps. Now you're going to be bringing out 1835, I believe it is. I think that's correct. That is kind of the base system, or 1830 is the base system for 18xx. You could bring that out to your table, you could set it down, and now you have a base with Age of Steam to showcase how 18xx works. Make sure that you have played 18xx with people who understand how to play it. Make sure that you understand easily the system, and you've played it at least 5 or 6 times. Technically, you could actually play it online. There's multiple different groups available for that kind of thing. I am terrible at playing it online. I don't know why. I do much better when I can see everything in person, and you can technically see all the stuff on the board anyway when you play on the system, but I'm just really bad at it. So, I don't know, but you could definitely do that, but I highly recommend playing it in person with people, get a chance to understand how that game actually functions and works, and now you have built a strong base with your current group, and you have leveled them up to the point where they are going to be ready and excited to play 18xx. This type of system, this leveling up system where you go from the same style game to a little bit more complicated, a little bit more complicated, a little bit more complicated to the place where you're looking for, that is how you level up your game group with different mechanics and systems. It is a fantastic way to keep their interest in a style of game that they really enjoy and get them to be a heavier game group, get them to be a group that really enjoys doing these much more complex games where you feel more fulfilled, you have more fun, if that's the type of game group that you're looking for. I highly recommend going on a system like this and trying it out, because I believe that you will be able to take the vast majority of people using this type of a system to level up to the next level. At the very least, you can get them to a point where they feel very comfortable playing the majority of good games, 3, maybe even early burgeoning level 4 complexity systems using this level up area. Well, thank you very much. Again, that's how you level up your game group. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And remember, less time watching means more time playing. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day.